The Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors suffered self-inflicted storylines over the offseason. Do you think it's possible that they can overcome the negative media attention and get back to who we know they can be?
I say yes for the Celtics. I believe that they can overcome the scandal with their previous coach. I don't know how to say it now, but their coach that's on suspension. But I don't know for sure for the Warriors. What about you?
Hmm. I think both teams can overcome it. Now there will be some glaring issues, and I think the media will do everything in their power to highlight those. But for the Boston Celtics, I think that they can because they've been together for multiple seasons.
Yes, and not only that, he is not with them. Coach Udoka is not with them. He has been removed. He will not be traveling. He will not be on the sideline. He's probably not even in the building because of his suspension. So, yeah, it'll be out of sight, out of mind for the players themselves. And really, what he's going through really has no bearing on them personally. They have a coach that's there and he'll be the one to help lead them. But yeah, because they've been together for such a long time, they've added additional veteran pieces that, are professional. I think that's why I say I think they'll be okay. There may be other things that they'll go through that may challenge their ability to get back to the Eastern Conference finals. But Coach Udoka's impact on that directly, I don't think so.
Well, I think that they've won with and without Coach Udoka. I mean, let's think about back in the Brad Stevens days.
Yep.
They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, one thing I am not going to take away from Coach Udoka, he had those guys playing serious defense. Don't know that Coach Mazzulla, pretty sure he has the same concept, but his style of coaching, I'm sure, will be different. It
Yeah.
doesn't give me,
Mm-hmm.
alpha dog when I look at him.
You
Coach
know what?
Udoka does.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to. What Coach Udoka's legacy will leave them is that if you play this manner, you will get here. So, and the players can take that with them. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
So he's already instilled in them what a defensive minded team that's strong and aggressive can do and how far they can go with that. Now all they have to do is just take that they've learned under Coach Udoka and now expand on it with the new coach, and he can just add to it. So it's not like he has to create that. Coach Udoka already did it with these
Hmm.
players. So I think that this new coach will just be an enhancement, but because the players have felt it, been there, tasted it, touched it, lived it, why wouldn't they want to do it again? So yeah, I think Udoka's left a legacy in that, although he's not with them right now. So I think they'll be okay.
Yes, yes. And their veteran leadership are, Horford and Smart. And I also believe that the two Jays have really matured, and their maturity, the way that they handled the situation with
That's
their
what I'm talking
coach.
about. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
And I just think that I think the Celtics will be fine. Now
Me too.
there will be some issues, I believe, in crunch time. Because if you remember, before Coach Udoka got there was this sense of your turn, my turn with the basketball with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I think Coach Udoka broke that up, and now they play a fluid offense. I think they know who's 1A and who's 1B. I don't know that Coach Mazzulla will be able to. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. Is Coach Mazzulla?
I can't confirm or deny it. But forgive us if it's not correct. But yeah.
Yeah, so I think their defense was spectacular last season. I do believe, and I just don't want to take it away from Coach Udoka.
No, he earned
That
that.
that was all him.
He earned that. He earned that, and it will be proven if they captured it if they continue on this season, right? So it's if you're taught a lesson and you receive a lesson and you've practiced a lesson, you know it. So I expect from the Celtics the same type of aggressive defense that I received last season from them. I expect that, whether or not the coach um, encourages it or not. You guys know what it feels like. Why change that? And you know how successful it was. Why change that? And they shouldn't. Now the your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. I hope they don't bring that back because that
See?
was horrible. However,
Hmm.
you know what? For some reason, I think this is going to be a breakout season for Jaylen Brown. I don't know why. I don't know why. And maybe because he can probably have a chip on his shoulder. I don't know. Because, he's a consummate professional. He's going to be good. He's going to present professionalism at all costs. That's how he gives me. That's what he gives me. But y'all tried to trade me again. Watch this. Uh-huh. That's how I feel, And if I watched him in the preseason, again, preseason, I get it. But I think he's going to be all right. And so I'm happy that they are still together and that they still have this core group together because this core group was extremely successful. I am glad that they added Malcolm Brogdon to their. He
Yes.
is going to be great off the bench. Oh my gosh. Leading that second unit, he's going to be good. He's going to be what they need. And so, yeah, I can see that's why I believe they can overcome it because number one, Coach Doug is not going to be there, but he's taught them how to use defense and how to be aggressive. And I think they can continue to carry that on for this upcoming season.
Yeah, yeah. Now I still think that Brad Stevens' voice will still be heard. I mean, I think he has his hand all in this, and he was successful with them. So I think, guys will listen to what he has to say now.
Now, I will say this. They will miss Robert Williams III.
Oh,
He is going to be out for at least, 12 weeks? But we're talking about a surgery. So we're probably looking at after All-Star game. If I'm going to use my best guesstimate, you're going to want him to be healthy when he comes back, right? Especially with this team that's, in top contention for another, NBA title. Like, why would I want him to come back partial? And then when he comes back, he's going to have to get back in basketball shape. That is going to be a loss for them. And I want to know, how will the new coach adjust to him not being there? And will this give him an opportunity to kind of, help out Al Horford? And like, what will that look like? And so just to hold it down, because I think Kabengele can be a formidable replacement for Robert Williams when needed. I'm not saying he needs to be a starter, but you do need that type of body structure, that type of strength. I think Al Horford has a unique skill set that fits with the Boston Celtics, but that Robert Williams piece is a concern for me at the top of the season.
Absolutely. And the way he kind of played through injury to end last season, and now we're starting this season without him, I think it's only right for us to kind of wonder if he made his injury worse by playing at the end of last season. Now, the Celtics also picked up Blake Griffin. That's another big body, old veteran Blake. As we talk about Robert Williams and Danilo Gallinari being out to start the season, Danilo would stretch the floor. Robert, we know he's a beast in the paint, but Blake Griffin has showed glimpses of being a fraction of himself, last season with the Brooklyn Nets. So, I'm not going to count out Blake Griffin quite yet.
Yeah, I forgot about Blake Griffin's pickup. Yeah, I agree with that. And, again, Al Horford is going to be the one to help lead all of that.
Yes.
Anyway, but yeah, okay. I'm okay with that now. Yeah, but Robert Williams III will be missed.
Absolutely. Okay, so in terms of the Celtics moving forward, now we both agree that they can overcome this, but what's the best advice that you have for them?
Utilize Malcolm Brogdon to your fullest extent. Allow his time spent and his effective and efficient basketball play help you when everybody else sits down. That's what it is. I think that would be my advice to them. Don't bring him over here and not utilize his abilities, because I think it'd be a detriment to them. They brought him over here for a reason, right? Utilize him. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, and I have full faith that Coach Udoka would do that, but now things have changed a little bit. Now, my best advice is that they focus on what they can control, and in this case, it would be not to get off to a slow start like they did last season.
Can't afford it.
Do not do that, because the media is just going to be chomping at the bit behind it, and they have to keep the media attention down to a minimum because of all that they've been through. So that's my best advice, and I think with the veteran leadership, I think they'll be able to overcome this. Yeah. Now, the Golden State Warriors, earlier you said you weren't sure that they could overcome it. Can you expand on that?
I'm not sure they can overcome it because I am concerned about the noise that players will receive when they go city to city to play teams. Like, if you think about it, Jordan Poole has not said anything, at least not that I've read, not that I've heard. He did get his contract extension. Congratulations, and well-deserved.
Yes.
Moment for that. Yes. But although the Warriors fan base and Warriors organization may be okay with it, and they may be able to move forward, the fans from other cities and from other teams, that can take a toll on you. And so I'm wondering how, and Draymond Green, how will all of the outside noise as they move on throughout the season, how will that be able to be managed? And that, for me, I'm waiting for a blow up to happen. So that's why I say I'm not too sure. It seems great now, everything's good, but as the season progresses, and people can be cruel.
Yes,
they can be cruel. Will the players that are going to be sitting on the bench right in front of fans that may not like them, will they be able to individually deal with it? And that can be a disruption to how they actually play on the court. That's why I say I don't know for sure. And it can hinder them. That's one of the reasons why I say that. I have another one, but that's one.
I do agree with you. That is one issue they'll have to face. But similar to the Celtics, the core has been together for a while. But the biggest caveat is their heart and soul, their vocal leader, their facilitator is the main reason why they're in this situation to begin with. I mean, we are no longer talking about their wonderful finals run and the championship that they've had. I mean, it's like we're talking about this. This is a major distraction because Steph and Clay are not as vocal. We have to hear from Draymond Green. And I still don't know that the interaction between Jordan Poole and Draymond Green is genuine and authentic. It does seem a little worked up to me.
Yeah. And do I want to hear from Draymond Green?
Well,
can he continue to be the voice for the Warriors? It's questionable for me. Matter of fact, right now I'm going to say no. I don't want to hear him. I don't want to hear him. And I know that he apologized. You should have, right? But it may be too soon for him to speak. So who was going to take up that space for them publicly? Now, I mean, if he can talk in the huddle all day, he can do all that.
yeah.
And so I'm just wondering if they've really moved on. I know what they say, but we'll see it unfold during the season if the organization and the players have really, truly moved on. And that is that lingering thought. And if we think about our own individual personal interactions with people that have wronged us, it is not as easy to get over. And they did it publicly. So I know what I know it sounds good. And perhaps $140 million over 4 years can erase it. I just don't know. But there is still a pride issue. There's still an ego issue that is still lingering over the team from both parties and the people that are a part of the team. That is going to be huge for them. And how will they overcome that? We won't know until the season continues, right? But I still think that's going to be a cloud over them, and it's going to be over them the whole season. And that could potentially blow up. That's what I feel. I hope it don't, but there's a potential for it.
Yeah, and I'm just betting on their, consistency over the years and the continuity that they've shown. It is fractured for sure.
Oh, for sure. And you guys can, you can put the blanket over our eyes for so long. Let you get a losing streak. Let a mistake happen that's really big and the new media talking about it. Then let me see how you react. Because right now y'all can control it. But we'll see how the season progresses. And so I hope that. Another thing that I think is that I really hope that the Warriors are serious about slightly transitioning over to their younger players. Steph, Clay, Iguodala, Draymond are veterans. They are the staple. But if you see these other teams, they may not be enough. Right? Do I believe that the Warriors may be able to make it deep in the playoffs? I mean, come on. You got Steph on the team. Why wouldn't you be? But you're going to need somebody else to step up. Poole did it, last season. He'll continue to do it this next season. But will Kuminga do it? Will it be Wiseman? Will it be Moody? Who? You're going to need somebody. You're going to need them to help carry you. Because I can tell you right now, it won't be Draymond and Clay. I'm so happy he's back. Hopefully this season is, he's quicker in his get back, for this season coming up. But yeah, no, I just think that if they don't utilize their younger players, the Warriors may have a challenge as the season progresses trying to defend other younger, quicker, faster teams.
Yes. And I think Jonathan Kuminga is also part of that young core that Steve Kerr should start, experimenting with more on the court. But, the issues that I have here for the Warriors, I just think that all year they're going to have to deal with this. And it's going to get old. And I think it's going to be magnified if and when, as you mentioned, they start losing games and the crowd starts heckling. And poor Jordan Poole, because I think the Warriors are a feel-good team. Yes. Most of the time when they enter visiting arenas, everybody sees Steph, they see them, it's the whole, they're a feel-good team. But now I think they may start to be booed a little bit. No, just because of the negative connotations now associated with their organization.
Because this situation brings out things that people can use against them. What could you use against the Warriors in the past?
Yeah, and Steph in particular.
What can you really use against them?
Exactly.
Oh, but this right here, you can. This instance, you can. And that can be enough where it may not directly impact Steph. It may not directly impact Clay. It may not directly impact Iguodala or, Looney, but indirectly, because that's their teammates, it can be big.
Mm-hmm.
It is hard to be with someone that you really adore, friend, coworker, whatever, and somebody does them wrong. It doesn't feel good, even though you weren't the one that was done wrong. It still doesn't feel good, and you still feel a little defensive about how they're treated.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. And so, even though they're able to move forward, at the end of the day, at the core of it, people that are cool with Poole, and even those that are cool with Draymond but don't think that what he did was correct, still have some feeling about it, and that can be a hindrance in the locker room. So if the Warriors, they're a great organization, if they're able to overcome that throughout the season and their record reflects that and they go deep into the playoffs, then that's going to be amazing. And so, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. I think the Warriors should expect the unexpected this season. Expect the unexpected. Expect to be under a microscope. Expect for every 2-3 game losing streak to be magnified. Expect for the refs to look closely at Draymond Green as if they are not already doing that anyway. I expect it. I expect a lot of technical fouls with Draymond Green this season because he's going to be frustrated. He has a short fuse and it's going to be challenging, but I just believe in the Warriors organization and the continuity and chemistry that they've had, even though fractured. I do believe that they can overcome this.
I hope so.